On behalf of Excel Ministries, we'd like to extend to you a warm welcome as you consider the exciting journey of training men in the local church. As you well know, the mandate for this ministry, this training in the local church, comes from 2 Timothy 2:2. The things you have heard from me in the presence of many witnesses, these entrust to faithful men who will be able to teach others also. This mandate is not a suggestion by the Apostle Paul. It really is a command to the church to be sure that the next generation is prepared so that men will be raised up who are qualified to shepherd in the church, capable of preaching and teaching in a way which will enable that church to be strong for the next generation. While it is important to have seminaries who provide additional and a depth of language, training, and other specialized ministries, yet the mandate is not to those external organizations, it is to the church. And so there's no more important thing that you could be considering. The necessity of having men who are raised up through the local church, who understand the importance of shepherding the congregation within it, and who have hands-on practical instruction in doing this is essential. The benefit of having men from local churches of different sizes, they're in different areas, with that same heart to pour out their life into a church is essential so that there is a good cross-section of the church represented throughout the training that goes on. Now, there are fewer greater joys than training men in the local church. This is the joy of seeing a man take on the character of Christ as he grows, not only in his theology and his ability to preach or teach, but also in his practical work and coming alongside those in the congregation, visiting them and encouraging them. And so to watch him grow and deepen and to be part of that ministry in a more personal and relational way is a great joy. The church itself will benefit as your leaders and as your congregation also take on and understand their responsibility to help a man to be prepared for ministry. That it isn't just something that the pastor does or the elders do, it is also a responsibility that the whole church can take on. And so there is a camaraderie that grows with that. There is a growth in relationship together of the church and of unity as they pull together to prepare a man and get excited about his progress as they watch him grow and see him grow in his ability to teach and also to shepherd and to communicate well with others. Although there are great joys in training a man for ministry as well as importance to do it, there also are great difficulties when it comes to training a man. If you choose to enter into this work, there will immediately be distractions. The evil one, the enemy of our soul, certainly does not want men to be trained in the local church. And so he'll bring as many distractions or difficulties as he can so that you will perhaps turn away from being involved in this work. Additionally, there will be disappointments and difficulties in finding men to train at times. Perhaps the man you thought that you would be able to train is no longer able to do so. And then there are times when after you train someone, you are excited about training someone else, and yet there might be a period of time before the Lord raises up another man. You will need to carefully count the cost of what it takes to train men. Every aspect of ministry can't be pursued by one who is pursuing training of a man in the local church. And so there'll be things that will have to be set aside, various aspects of ministry that you will need to have others do or simply remove from your schedule so that you will have the time to pour out your life into someone else. This can be difficult. The tyranny of the urgent drives us to accomplish those things which seem most immediate, yet this ongoing depth of training necessary for the church to be perpetuated, leadership to be encouraged in the next generation, is a necessary task and worth setting aside things for. This is a work that takes a tremendous amount of energy. You'll be exhausted at the end of the day of training a man and pouring into his life. And so you'll need to be prepared for both the mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical energy that are required to train a man for ministry. But every ounce of this energy is worth it. All of the work that you will pour in, the things that you will set aside, the ways that your church will be impacted by this will be a benefit not only to those men, but also to the church in the next generation. When the Apostle Paul speaks of training men in 2 Timothy 2:2, right after that, he also talks of the nature of enduring hardship. He says, "Endure hardship with me as a good soldier of Christ Jesus." The one who serves as a soldier in everyday does not get involved in the affairs of everyday life because he wants to please his commanding officer. The hard-working farmer should receive the share of the crops. The athlete who competes according to the rules is the one who receives the prize. So our desire, our hope for you is that as you consider this work as a good soldier, as an athlete that competes according to the rules, as a hardworking farmer, that you will see the joy and benefit of pouring out your life in this way as you pursue this work of training men for ministry, you will have the joy of seeing a man deepen and grow in his walk with Christ, to being prepared to head out into another church to accomplish the work of the ministry, and to be part of seeing the work of the church move on into the next generation.